Hey everyone, it's Rod with the PhotoFair coming back at you with another video. Today, I'm going to talk a little bit about lenses that give you that Petzval style creamy swirly bokeh. Everything from the Lensbaby Twist, which is an effect lens, modern, that you can buy brand new, or you can find them used at PhotoFair, like I did this one. In fact, every lens I talk about today is going to be a lens I acquired at some point in time over the years at a PhotoFair show or another camera show like PhotoFair, including this old Carl Zeiss Biotar 50 f2, which also delivers a beautiful sort of Petzval style bokeh. And this lens is 80 years old. Now, don't forget, PhotoFair coming up September 21st at the Cleaver Armory in Portland. This is usually our biggest show of the year, and we'd love to have you. Check photofair.com for more information. Links down below. Hey, before I go on, don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps the channel, and we appreciate it very much. We would love to continue bringing content to you. Now, back to the video. So these kinds of lenses, they deliver, for some people feel it's kind of a gimmicky thing, and it can be a little gimmicky at times, and it can be overused at times, but creatively used, it can be a spectacular effect. We're starting to see some wedding photographers that'll take a shot of the bride with all the swirly background. There is a little bit of a technique to get that Petzval style bokeh to be more dramatic. The background does matter. We're going to talk a little bit about that. We're going to talk about some of the lenses in various price ranges that can offer that effect, everywhere from, a used Helios lens that you can get for under $100, right on up to the Lomography Petzval style lenses that are $700, $800, $900. And kind of look at some images with those lenses and kind of let you choose, what you think the best deal is, or the best swirly bokeh, or whatever. And hopefully that'll be helpful for you. So let's get into some of the lenses and some of the images from those lenses. Let me start with one of my favorites, the Zeiss Biotar 58mm f2. This lens exhibits beautiful bokeh, and it's pretty darn sharp as well. Okay, in this image, this was a home inspector's dog. And what I like about this shot is you can see that the dog is crisp and sharp. And you can see that both the foreground and the background are nicely out of focus, but you can still see the setting that the dog is in, and you get some of that swirly motion. When you have a highly textured background, that's when you start to get that motion swirl. This was that same home inspector's other dog, who was also at the inspection. I took a real tight shot on this one. And so here you have a more traditional portrait with a fairly normal looking bokeh in the background. Just shows you that if you get some of that texture out of the background, you can have just a traditional nice portrait. And again, here you can see the lens is quite sharp. So there's the Carl Zeiss 58 Biotar f2. Excellent lens, one of my favorites. And these typically $100 to $200 at PhotoFair or eBay or whatever. And it depends on the vintage. This one was a later one that was coated. Okay, so this lens is basically a Russian Soviet copy of the Carl Zeiss Biotar. So it delivers similar results. They made this lens much longer than Zeiss actually made it, making these all the way into the 1970s. They are not as sharp as the Zeiss. They get sharper and sharper as they get newer and newer, but some say that the bokeh suffers as the lens gets sharper. I have an older one here, and it exhibits similar bokeh to the Zeiss, but you can see it's clearly not as sharp, and it really lacks contrast. These Helios lenses tend to be under $100 most of the time. Okay, the next lens is the Lensbaby Twist. This is a currently available lens from Lensbaby. They sell new for about $280, maybe a little less if you find it on sale, and used you can find them well under $200. This lens has a very aggressive twist effect, and it is an effect that they were deliberately trying to get, as opposed to a side effect of the optical design like the Zeiss Biotar. So I like the effect. It is more aggressive, and the lens is pretty sharp. I think just about as sharp as the Biotar, and you can see the effect here. The Lensbaby Twist is a 60 millimeter f2.5 lens for full frame cameras. Of course, you can use it on smaller formats as well. So the next lens is the Lomography new Petzval. And this is a true Petzval copy. Petzval lenses came out in the 19th century. You can see since 1840 on the lens there. And it had this swirly curly bokeh, and they became very popular for portraits and so on. And they were originally view camera lenses for large format cameras. And Lomography decided to create a duplicate of that old design, right down to the focus knob being a geared little knob that moves the lens back and forth, and the use of Waterhouse stops. That's where, when you want to stop the lens down, you put a little circular disc into a slot behind the lens elements, and that's how you close the lens down. And then they further got creative by creating these shaped Waterhouse stops, so that you can have the bokeh balls in the background assume shapes like hearts and stars and snowflakes and that sort of thing. So it's quite creative. I have a few examples here. This is a beautiful shot of my dog Maggie, who's since passed away. She used to hang out on that bridge all the time. And you can see that it has a dreamy, delicious bokeh, and it's fairly sharp. Not as sharp as that Zeiss Biotar, though. This shot of Muffin the cat, it was using the star Waterhouse stop, and you can see the little stars in the background bokeh. And here, just some tulips with a busy background that starts to show you that swirling action. The Lomography Petzval lens is an 85 millimeter f2.2, and these sell new for around $600-700. You can find them used for around 400. And they have some new, they have like a Mark II version, and they also made a 58 millimeter version of this lens at f1.9, where you can kind of control how much swirl there is in the bokeh. All of these lenses run in that, $600 to $900 retail new, and 30% less than that used. So there you have it. A whole bunch of cool lenses that give you that swirly Petzval style bokeh at every price range imaginable. Most of these lenses you can find at camera shops that sell vintage and used gear. In the case of the Lensbaby products, brand new gear, or even the Lomography products, brand new gear, but you can also find them used. And don't forget, we have a PhotoFair show in Portland coming up on September 21st. And that's going to be at the Cleaver Armory. Check photofair.com for more information. Links down below. Come on out to the show and come see gazillions of items at really good prices. Well, that's all I got today. So we'll see you next time right here on YouTube or at the next PhotoFair show.